Okay. Plan for this morning. Definitely. Gonna be some character creation. I don't look really. Just a difficulty class of all roles in the game and the abilities of enemies. I wish I knew what that did. Yeah. But I didn't actually find this mechanic super fun yet. Maybe this is because we're too early in. And that, like, I get resurrection scrolls later or something. But right now, like, my units being one shot from full health out the back door of their HP pool is really stupid. Happened to me more than it happened on stream. Oh, side play. Head ply. Don't perhaps sometimes go by one ply, do you? Anyways. Enemy difficulty. Weak enemies have their ability scores reduced by 4. Our attack bonus and AC will be reduced by 2. Oh, that's weak. Gotta go insane. Hello, Dehydrogenasa. Hello, Pokedo. How do I think so far? The character creation is extremely fun. The endless dungeon mode got a little repetitive really quickly. I think the campaign may be a nice mix of getting to level your characters and get a combat and have some other things adding to the enjoyment of the game. Endless dungeon mode was a really nice way to test builds though. I wish I could set them at a certain level. I wish I could like engage with the endless dungeon at like level 4 onwards as opposed to level 1 onwards, but still a nice tool. I was just trying to decide if I wanted to go harder with this. Actually, I was finding the fights a bit easy in the endless dungeon yesterday. And then they do this like random difficulty spike shit where like I'd be fighting a guy and then he just one-shot one of my guys and kill him outright. Not just like not unconscious him outright, but kill him outright. I'm like, oh, I don't know if it's too easy or not. I mean, we could, I guess we could start with a couple more levels. I wanted to see a boss is the only thing. Maybe we start out with just a couple more levels. See what a boss encounter looks like. Currently, I played a little bit more after stream yesterday. Currently, we're level 5. Do we not get multi-attacks in this game? Oh, we do. It's A, B, whatever the fuck. Basic attack something. Five, 5, 2, 1. Bye. Right. All right. What are we doing? We're looking for multi-attacks. Must be somewhere. Fucked if I know where. Fights get way harder later. Yeah, but the difficulty is something we can adjust on the fly if we want, right? Even if they got way higher later, we could still start it off very difficult to kind of keep the difficulty level interesting. Hello, Nobu. The ultimate duck? Yeah. I realized that I kind of invited the comment a little bit, Nobu, with the subtext of the start of a stream. For all I know, he wasn't trying to troll. Maybe he was actually representing his view in life right now. It actually doesn't sound that different from some 18-year-olds I've known, some 16-year-olds I've known, maybe. So, give him the benefit of the doubt. Sexuality isn't inherently offensive necessarily, but the way he presented that was pretty crude. Hey, Jeff. What's the new game you're gonna get addicted to? This is called Pathfinder Kingmaker. It is the Pathfinder, so D&D 3.5 ported to a PC game with a lot of love and a lot of care, and has come out a lot better over time than it started. So kind of diving into it a little bit right now, kind of enjoying it. Good morning, Crusader Bishop. All right, so just looking at this, so it looks like our basic attack stuff. I just don't understand quite how I know how this scales. Like our sorcerer has 2. Every 6 we get an extra attack, but I'm not necessarily knowing where that comes from. We're 1 level away, maybe, from the barbarian. Yeah, the character creation is very fun. The game itself, chat tells me, is as fun as the character creation, which I'm dubious of. Have I been playing turn-based mode? Yeah, yep, been playing turn-based mode. I will be doing some summons, possibly. So what we're doing this morning, I think I want to go back to character creation this morning. Got a little bit of information from these existing characters we built, the existing levels we played through in the endless dungeon mode. I think the only thing I may do here is I may try to get to a boss fight. Casters. Half casters, 3/4, and full martial. Yeah, 1-to-1. Thanks. Probably says that somewhere. I like the barbarian. The barbarian's been really good this playthrough. Can I look at the classes it's doing that pick up new levels? B. Kind of where you. It's more along the lines of interpreting this. How do I fucking interpret this? So this is the barbarian class. Martial qualities. The additional attacks at 6, 11, and 16. Have +5 right now. But I don't know how to read this as to when I get my next point in this. Almo gave her. I'm glad. Hello, Bipsadu. Morning, Rice. Every 5 levels? Well, yes. But nowhere here does it say you get +1 per level. So yes, I understand the difference between 1 and 6 is 5, and the difference between 6 and 11 is 5. But how do I know that I progress at 1? Because the other classes don't progress at 1, right? If I go here to the sorcerer, it has the same numbers, a 1 and a 2, with my current bonus, but it doesn't tell me the progression rate on here. So I'm not sure how I know that. I'm sure it must be displayed somewhere here, but I don't see where exactly. You have to know. Okay. Anyways, let's do a couple fights this morning, if we can make it to some sort of boss content, and then let's go back into the beautiful thing that is character creation. So currently running 5, or rather, yeah, 5 party members instead of 6, because I can't be bothered to revive the dead character and fix that.
Check that out.
Combat has been. I guess you guys. I didn't stream all of this yesterday, so some of this has been interesting.
A solid plan.
Charge!
Party comp right now. I don't know if there is. Party comp we're running right now. Again, this was a test comp, right? Which is just to get some sense of the fucking game. We're running a Vivisectionist Alchemist, a Sorcerer whose bloodline I don't remember right now, a Barbarian who is an Armored Hulk Barbarian, a what's the next one? I don't remember the rest. Oh yeah, that's right. Monster Tactician, the Summoner, and a Cleric of some sort, a Healing Cleric. I don't remember what they're called. All right, fighting some drows and some spiders. So I think it was this fight, but maybe it was the next fight where I quit last night because I think my Barbarian was outright killed. No, it must have been the 37 HP. Anyways, we'll see. So I got to decide after a couple fights this morning. A, how do I know? Chat, those of you who played this game, at what levels will I start seeing these quote-unquote boss fights? I was told basically there's a lot of trash mobs in the Endless Dungeon mode and you'll hit some boss fights. And I know I hit elites from time to time, but when do I hit a boss fight? What does it look like? I don't know what floor I'm on. How do I tell what floor I'm on? That's essentially the question I'm asking. Level 10 was boss floor for you? Is there some way I could tell what floor I'm on? Hydra with 33 AC and 5 attacks. Lol. Sounds amazing. Alright, anyways. Let's do our fight. Pop a mutagen. The map shows my level. So we're on depth 7 then. Yeah. Thanks. So we're potentially 3 levels away from a boss. Could be fun. Thanks, Nobu. It could be very fun. So I know so many things I want to do differently in the next building session. So I think we will probably play the campaign because although I've been enjoying the dungeon, I also have been this web spell. I cast it from here. I've thought of lots of things I'd like to change. Oh, easy spider charge. Ooh, the leopard charged? Oh, that was my barbarian. Okay. This is somebody's pet. I can't remember whose.
This should do it.
I turned up the game speed a little bit too. To like 3.5 or something. Tired of waiting on animations. Alright. I can't remember what web does. I should probably read the description of that spell again. Kind of interesting. It looks a little tough to figure out where it is on the floor. I can kind of see web patterns, but kind of not. Anyways. Roots. Okay. So, feats. So I also this. I haven't tried this yet. You can move through a threatened square without provoking attack for opportunity from an enemy by using acrobatics. When doing this way, you move at half speed. I guess I have to activate that. If I go there, then can I baby step as well? Yoink, baby step.
Will hurt.
This will hurt.
Run.
Are you pretending? No idea. Yeah. So do they just? They must have passed their roll, I guess. To walk through that. All right, so we have level up summons. Hello, wolves. And our silly cleric. Cone of Cold Spidering. Sure. How much damage we take from that? Not bad, although we were at 60 HP on our Barbarian. So it actually hit pretty fucking hard there. Where was the damage? 8 damage. 18 damage. From what? Oh, he attacked there. Okay. Our level is level 5 right now. Okay. Sorcerer. Area. Could try casting this. I haven't used this spell yet. Rain of dirt, gravel, and small pebbles. 2d6 bludgeoning. My own wolves, but there's summons. Who gives a fuck, right? Right. So this is our Panther who has trip somewhere, right? Leopard. I took the character for anyways. I don't actually see it in here. Okay. Thank you, Sundome. I will try to remember that at some point. Alright, so we are at pretty low health here. We didn't rage for some reason. If I walk into web, am I rolling on shit? I am. Okay. Could interact. I think I'm just going to use a potion here. Are drow evil? And did we use this potion or no? No? Okay. Easy +3. Let's... I haven't really used this very much. Large person. Doubling its height, multiplying its weight. I think we can only cast these on ourselves, right? Can I potion somebody else, I wonder? Bet you I can. I don't know what that is. Tried doing, didn't work.
Calm down.
Okay.
Not dead yet.
Well, that's pretty nice. We're gonna have to read some of these wolves in a minute, so maybe take an attack first. Yeah, I know you can normally reduce or enlarge other people, but I think that class might be restricted on that. I guess I target description on top. Okay. We need to heal up Mr. Barbarian over there. And actually, we'd really like to guide them to... What do we have? Treat Affliction, Searing Light. Calming Touch is our basic touch heal, right? Yeah. Sorcerer over here. Not sure I want to spend this spell again, but I guess I am. Oh, I hit my own guy there. Yeah. Alright, let's rage.
A calculated risk.
Alright. Our super bitey
Don't
rogue.
hold back.
Triple miss. Okay. More wolves. Probably. How many are left? Enemies? I only see the one. The one left? Only one on the... I guess I'm not resummoning wolves for that. Oh, man. I'm resummoning wolves. Low rolled for 2. miss on the
This will
summon
hurt.
from the barbarian. All right. 7. Okay. Made a very large yell. I'm like, oh my god, they're dead, but no.
This will hurt.
They're just memeing. Another triple miss on that. It's gonna be very interesting to think about this if we want to stack
Strike with all your might.
how we're gonna stack accuracy. I was considering moving it up to the next difficulty too, which has even more AC on the enemies. But at some point I'm gonna get to the point where I only hit on crits, right? It doesn't even work that way in this game. Never gonna hit ever.
Aim carefully.
I know what Bless does. There's only one enemy left here. I'm not gonna worry about Bless right now. 28,000 people attacking it. So.
You should have run.
We won't falter.
Sooner or later. The other thing is Bless is only +1, right? The Drow Fencer Veteran has Crane style and fighting defensively in Cold Creature. His AC is 28. Natural 20 always hits. So what about the weapons that crit on things that are not just natural 20s? Do they also hit on things that aren't natural 20s? So I picked up a weapon. I was going to ask you guys about this because I really wanted to know about this thing. But I don't know what Keen is. How do I tell what this does? So if I info this, right? Has Keen. It says abilities double the threat range of a weapon. But that doesn't mean anything to me. What is the threat range of a weapon? And is that related to the fact that its crits are between 15 and 20? So natural 20 always... The weapon threatened a crit between 18 and 20, doubled to 15 to 20. Well, double 2 is not actually 5. Partially throws me off for this. So does this weapon crit on a 15 to 20? And is a crit an auto hit? So if I roll a 15 on this weapon and we're below the enemy's AC, does it hit? When you roll a 15, you'll re-roll an attack. If the attack would then hit the target to crit and deal 2 times damage. I understand, but I'm interested in the base attack. I understand that I have to roll again for a crit to hit. I'm fine with that. But I'm curious about dealing with the fact that enemies have insane AC by getting a large crit range to hit on lower rolls than a 20. Not auto unless it's a 20. Can anyone confirm that? Okay. So I can't do what I was hoping to do with that then. Okay. That's fine. Wanted to know. Just wanted to know. I mean, we're essentially rolling on... I don't think any of my... I think even like the Barbarian is only like a +10 to hit. So I think what we're actually rolling on right now is just rolling on crits here, I believe. I don't think anyone else has
Attack.
close to that. Was a hit. Actually rolled a 17 there. I guess it's not just a 20.
Let's try this way.
14 plus 12, no good. It's not even just that. I guess I keep telling chat that I guess that was a boss mob. Okay. Keep telling chat that I'm don't need to cast that bless spell for one enemy, but fuck. Maybe we should have. All right. Stuff. What do we get? We got another Cloak of Resistance. Everyone's got one of these pretty much now. I give it to the cat. The cat cannot wear a Cloak of Resistance. Man. And then what's the other thing we picked up? We picked up a Ring of Plentiful Hunts. Right, I guess our sorcerer gonna be running that. Where is our sorcerer? Here. An Amulet of Agile Fists +1. for our... I didn't know you could get +1 status effects like that. That's interesting. Alright. Okay, let's go ahead and rest. Ground bodies we haven't touched. Putting a ring on that. The ring do. Ring of Drow Evil, I hope. If the wearer of this ring has the ability to channel energy. I think channel energy is a cleric thing, right? Monak can give him 2 additional channels. They give us plenty of rests. I haven't seen any reason to conserve resources on these levels. Yeah, it's very tough as a new player to know anything about though.
Our duty calls.
To know anything about which buffs don't stack and which ones do, or how to get unique buffs rather, because they're just every class has like, this is a divine bonus, this is a luck bonus, this is a critical luck divine Republican bonus, this is a chat bonus. You know, and like you don't know until you've like played the game and you go, oh, there's 27 sources of chat bonus, but only 1 source of Republican bonus in here. You know, like you don't know until you've actually played the game, which is kind of ridiculous. So it's kind of it's interesting that they don't allow stacking of the same thing, but have like 20 different ways to get that. It's cool, but more Republican bonuses. Well, see. All right, so I should have quaffed my potion before this fight. We're in a surprise round, so it's not as big a deal. But, yeah. Mutagen buff. 1,000,000 wolves. Let's go. We charge his ass. Get knocked down, bitch. Alright. What is this? This is a buff. I don't know how long this lasts for. Duration of... Okay, this is... Number of rounds equal to the number of dice of channel energy. Where do I find the number of dice of my channel energy? I see a stat that increases that, but where's the actual base number? Cover channel energy? Where? Channel positive energy here, maybe? Okay, this still doesn't actually tell me the number of dice I have. Awesome. Energy causes a burst of all healing. The amount of damage healed is equal to... Yes, sure, but where's my number? Number. It does? You certain it does? The amount of damage healed is equal to blah 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 for every 2 cleric levels. It doesn't say anything about the number I have. I'm not looking for the amount of damage it does. I'm looking for the number I have. It doesn't tell me how to calculate it here either. It tells me the damage. 3d6 at 50 is telling me. Drag the ability on my hotbar. I have abilities that use this. I think it's this number, right? So it's 8. What were we just looking at? Alright, but okay, so this then gives us the duration. Okay. One use of the channel energy will activate this ability and increase the duration to a number of rounds equal to the number of dice. No. So it's not 8. I wish I just knew how many rounds it fucking did. I guess I can just cast and like look, I guess.
Spell's not working.
Right. We apparently get 3 rounds. How would you know that? You would have an advanced degree in mathematics, I assume. Yeah. Maybe reading comprehension. Something. Wait, is this not the surprise round anymore? Not. Okay. Try. Not a sleep spell. I want to try a grease spell here. Do that. I don't know if that means I can't do it or it won't do it. The yellow mean I need a full move to do that? This was on channel diet, right? Like, I feel like that's where you're trying to do it because it doesn't tell you anywhere that I can see. So it makes it very difficult to make any decision. I'm going to just see what happens there. Yeah, it's a full move. Okay. Not what I wanted to do, but whatever.
Don't hold back.
Alright, kind of awkward. Let's move forward, but not enough. So movement speed is going to be one of the things I really care about, I think, in the next thing we're doing. Jesus Christ, what was that? It did 35 damage here. Crossbow shots, apparently. Guy dead? Thought he was down. He might actually be dead. Alright, we'd like to not lose our crossbow person. Let's calm the fuck down, okay? Next turn you calm down, this turn you do nothing. Okay, they're dead, right?
I still got it.
Minus 14 of 14. Alright. So, that's one of the settings I want to talk about. Because I like the difficulty to roll. I'm fine with having my characters hit 0, go unconscious. I'm a little less fine with 3 attacks killing him outright. He doesn't have only, I don't know if he only has 14 HP. He's my lowest HP character. So maybe we just have to put a little bit more con in. Maybe we want to look at, there's a damage scaling bar for how hard the enemies hit you that I'm happy to play with too.
This should do
And I haven't yet figured out how to bring someone back from being dead. I don't know if it's past this level or what the deal is, but
This will hurt.
yes, it does have some depth difficulty levels. What does this fucking ability do? This is a new ability for us. Increasing view with one of its weapons with Bane weapon special. Bane excels against certain foes. Weapons enhancements 2 better. Those additional 2. Yeah, okay. I don't know how do I target it? Just auto designate.
Forwards!
Could this happen?
What just happened? So remember, this guy was at full health over there, and they have 43 base health. So Drow crossbow hits Purist with a light crossbow, critical hit. Well, 8 and 14 is 22. That's not 43 plus 12. It's not 50 fucking 5. So where did I take 55 damage from? How does 22 equal 55? Is that the second crossbow that hit us? Because the other one is nothing. I don't understand how this character just was reduced to 0. Were they not at full health a second ago? She was hurt? Was she though? Too fast? you're not going to have been able to visually follow what happened. She must have been almost dead then, because that's 22 damage. We're now minus 12. So the most she could have been at then was 10. So she was nearly dead already. Her bar was red. Okay, if her bar was red, that makes total sense. I just thought she was at full health. So I'm like, that doesn't make any fucking. Now I will take the criticism if you guys actually believe this, that we're moving, the combat speed is too fast right now. But I was actually finding combat getting fairly repetitive, so moved the combat speed up to make up for that a bit. What are we doing here? Just buffing, I suppose. I mean, this is 3 of 10 combat speed, so it can be 3 times as fast as this still, or we can bring it down to 1, right? Alright. So they get back up. I don't know why they get up with 5 health. They were at minus 12. I get that they get back up at the end of the fight, but why at 5 instead of 1? Alright, so and dead characters are just fucked. Where's the ring we just looted there? Hey, I still kind of want to see the boss fight. I don't really want to play the levels in between here and the boss fight, but... We have a crossbow somewhere on our sorcerer, I think. Masterwork heavy crossbow, masterwork heavy crossbow, it's fine. Okay. Alright, so we leave the sorcerer here. Enjoy being dead, sorcerer. Rip Snowball, you'll be remembered. It's the most useless sorcerer I've ever played. Enemies over there. I guess I kind of would like to not be at 1 health for the start of this fight. Hope she doesn't get full. There was a lot of quaffing of potions.
They'll never see me coming.
Onwards.
Oh, I want to open with an attack here.
My skills are absolute in due time.
Yeah.
We cannot be defeated.
All right. Yeah, we just took 30 damage here. 7, 9, 12, and 2. I want to go stab some shit. Kind of want to wait. Go after the barbarian.
I'm wounded?
Alright, so to my wolves are still up. They have us to bless on them. I wonder how long they're summoned for. I think we can actually, team is still blessed? Yeah. We can just swing here. Good Bane again.
We can do it.
Oh, he's confused. Poor wolf. Go to the corner. Alright, we definitely need to rage here.
A calculated risk.
Nice. And I think we want to move into range of one of these archers. That spider's going to be a problem. Has that huge fucking AoE cone attack, right? Oh, that was Purist. Fuck, I thought that was the barbarian.
Dead yet.
I just killed her again. So something is reducing my max HP too, right? Because the barbarian had like 60 HP. Just got zeroed. What is happening with the max HP reduction? Because now they're killed again. It's 60 when in rage. Is that what it is? Anyways, so we're losing here. Energy barriers. I don't know what an energy barrier is. All right. So some questions about this then, chat, from here, right? Okay with dying. Okay with having to retake fights. Trying to figure out where the sweet spot is for fun on this. Not so much the dungeon mode, but when we go to campaign. So this is we're playing currently on hard. Which is somewhat tougher enemies. I don't know what this actually does. And damage to party 1.0. Unfair brings us to 2.0, which seems insane based on how much damage they're doing to me relative to my hit points. And then we have strengthened, which is a series of bonuses, right? Strengthened is enemies have AC +2 and attack bonus +4, or rather ability scores +4, attack bonus and AC +2. Better when my level is higher. What does that mean? Better how? So I'm okay with this. This is fine. Dead rise after combat if you want them to not become actually dead if you win a fight. Yeah, I guess there is an option for that too, right? Maybe that's the part. Maybe that's the option we want to run. I'm not going to normal. The fights are already too easy. Might try it on hard, but early levels are one-shot city. Yeah, that's the kind of struggle I've been having too. Is I don't. The one-shot mechanic is fine when it's not like a death. Like if it's a down and I can't use them for the rest of the fight, I'm okay with that. I don't mind having to work around getting them back up. But I do not like the one-shot mechanic there where it's just like, oh, your character's dead. Anyways, I think we're doing character creation. So I was kind of trying to get to a boss to get some sense of it, but I'm not really getting a sense of it. We're gonna play the tutorial on fucking easy because the tutorial was so insanely boring that I just want to like literally open the combat, be done with the combat, be out of the tutorial. Right now, I don't position much. I guess I'm not asking for advice on the combat. My point is more along the lines of these fights are so tedious at the moment that I just wanted to get to a boss fight and was trying to rush to that, and I'm not treating it apparently difficult, treating it fairly enough for what it is. So. I don't know if it's unfair or not. I don't like the mechanic of right now when I have no real way to res people back. Okay, think about this, right? So if I have to deal with the mechanic where if my unit gets hit, and then it dies, and I can't bring it back, that means I have to play around that. And that's fine to play around, but if what I have to do to play around is really tediously engage combat to get these really boring surprise rounds going off from every single fight, because what I'm doing is I'm walking to the edge of the radius of where I can see them on the map, and it isn't actually a stat roll whatsoever, and then I take the first shot, which guarantees that I provoke a surprise round, and then I spread everybody out. Like, I can do that, or I could just adjust the difficulty setting so I don't have to do that, because that's really fucking dumb, right? Like that's what we're talking about right now. We're talking about how do we wish to play the game. Right? Saying that they do or don't do damage, or you have to spread out. It doesn't really fix the core problem, right? Which is I'm trying to find the match between combat, which I like, and grindy combat, which is kind of dull. Yeah, exactly. But again, I'm not so much asking for how do I fix this as how do I fix that issue, so much as I wonder how I want to play this game. Say normal. Again, I'm not asking for you to tell me if I want to play on normal or difficult. I'm talking through. Anyways, let's move on. Do some character creation. What do we want to play? We have to build 6 characters for storyline, is that correct? All right. Some of the things that I found from this playthrough. I feel like we're probably going to be multi-classing, so I'm probably going to have to do a lot of reading of class abilities here in a minute, which is fine. B, the lowered movement speed was extremely painful to me. C, the ability to shoot into melee was really painful to me. D, summons seem insane. We definitely need some healing. Yeah, I know I start with one and then I can build them, but... God, I love you. I love you, but you're killing me today. Alright, ready? The fun of planning a party is planning the party. And that means we want a bunch of classes that synergize with one another. Companions are good for the main campaign? Well, maybe we talk about what the companions are. So, yes, we could do this, you know, as it happens after each time we have option to make a companion. Maybe we should, but it might be nice to know ahead of time what classes we want to play. That would be a little bit of diving into what's going on here. All right. I want my second cup of coffee here, but I'm also dubious. If I get my second cup of coffee, I'm going to get really snarky. Maybe we just have to let that caffeine settle down just a little bit. Let Filthy settle down a little bit. Shut up, whiskey the coffee. Hey, I'm home now. So that means I can do things like have some fucking beers or do an extended stream if we want to. It'll almost certainly be weekends when that happens, but today is kind of a weekend. Implement shooting into melee correctly. I don't know what that means correctly. You have a penalty to shooting into melee without a feat. Yeah. So let's oh, it's also 9:54 a.m. No, but we might wait a little bit on the whiskey. You don't even drink. Here you are egging me on. All right, so I liked the Vivisectionist, or rather what I liked is playing with the sneak attack. Sneak attack plus buffs was pretty cool. I need to look at, maybe we don't go pure Vivisectionist, because if I get the mutagens don't get a buff again till 14. 1 point in this seems pretty solid. The rest of it I didn't really care about. Like the poison resist was nice. The discoveries were kind of whatever. They're just they were okay. They like the bite thing was kind of neat. So we could consider a splash in this. That was nice. I don't know what the Gren of fucking Deer does. I've heard this is a good debuff class from I should try to get the name right. From who exactly? From Joas in Discord. Been in stream the last couple times we've been playing as well. So we could do something like that. We definitely want buffs. Debuffs a little bit less so, because I have to apply a debuff, which means a resist roll somewhere, and the enemies have boosted stats. But buffs are very, very good right now, because there's no hit roll, and we absolutely need accuracy buffs in particular. So, sneak attack scales with level, but there's multiple classes that get sneak attack. So yes, in the sense that it wouldn't be enough to take, like, I wouldn't be able to be like, sneak attack's gonna be my primary damage source starting here and then switching to a barbarian or something, right? So I'd have to take another class with sneak attack. I don't know how sneak attack stacks. By the way, chat, multi-classing in Pathfinder, are there any attribute restrictions? Like in D&D 5e, if I want to multi-class a paladin, I have to have, like, I think it's 13 charisma and 13 strength to multi-class in or out of paladin. No restrictions? Okay. All right. So, in that case, I don't know what the possible combinations of characters are. I don't even know where you'd start doing the multiplication. There's 15 character classes with 4 subclasses, starting at 60 options for pure spec. And I have no idea what happens when you start adding multi-classes in, but the number gets really big really fast. So we could either go over each one individually, or we could start picking some things ahead of time that we might like to do and then work that way, which seems a little bit more sane to me. So I do want a pure caster, although I've been fairly unexcited with our sorcerer and wizard. Yeah, I enjoyed the just want me to bring 5 summoners. The summoners are kind of boring. I mean, they're good, but they're so boring. So I guess what are some of the things I want to do right now? I guess I need a summoner. Summoners. What's the Arcane Trickster? Arcane Trickster is... These are apparently like... I don't know what they are. Promotion classes of some sort. We spoil pre-made companion classes? Yes, please. Spoil companion classes. I don't want to control it. So the one thing I did like about the summons is I don't control them. I really have no desire to control like 15 extra fucking NPC characters. Dogs and cats and shit like this. I really don't want to do that. I was really annoyed with seeing that pet was under my control. And right click the prestige classes in the pane to see the level progression. It's a much harder way to visually see something than this, isn't it? There. I mean, I can craft my own characters once I get started, right? I just have to have money for it. So again, let's identify the things that we want to have here. So I want a summoner, I want a buffer. And I guess these are roles. I guess I want to identify roles that are important to our party. We need a tank. And we need... I want a sneak attack DPS. I like that mechanic. Level 1s cost 500, able to have 2,000 gold before hard fights. Okay. Yeah. Something that hits consistently. Yep, I agree with that. Sigh. Play. Bard and Cleric, they're great buffers. Oh, we need a healer. Definitely on there. What else comes to mind? EC class would be nice. EC seem very strong. Even the shitty CCs. Morning, Comet. Yeah, I think I'm not going to count on the companions. We can start with companions, but I think I would rather build my own party anyways. So I guess what I should probably be doing is taking notes as you guys offer suggestions for these classes. So Summoner, the things that leap to mind immediately are Inquisitor. I don't know which other ones there are. I'm sure there are other ones. Buffer, you guys said Bard or Cleric. Tank seems to be Barbarian. Fighter, me. But there's probably lots of other ones. Monk comes to mind. Okay. Cleric, Wizard, Sorcerer, Alchemist covers most of the buffs you'll ever need. So 4 of 6 of my classes. Maybe you mean multi-specking here. Alright. Healer is what? Cleric, anything else heal for shit? That's a sub-cleric, right? Subclass of cleric. Druid. Yeah. Need a prestige tank, not a barb. I liked my barb. LAC to tank a warrior and dip into monk. Good deal. What do we want for DPS classes? And who does CC? Pick your companions based on lore. Oh, Fourleaf, good morning to you. Barbs are the furthest thing from a tank, but good DPS. Funny, because in our dungeon diving, he didn't do shit for DPS, but he did decent tanking. All right. We need anti-trap. Good call. Traps and chests probably can be our sneak attack DPS, but we should write that down as things we want. Traps and chests. Agreed. Sork CC gone. So I'm not sure. Okay, so in the stream title, I'm going to show all of you how to access anytime you want with the title command. We have iteration 2. So I'm in a much better space with knowledge of this game than I was last iteration on iteration 1. But I certainly don't have a lot of knowledge about this game yet, right? So we're going to allow multi-classes, but I'm probably not going to be like quad classing for like one perk here and at the exact perfect timing we get this skill. So I may need some sanity checking on some of these builds, and I may need some of you who are really advanced at this to be like, all right, that's probably a level too far for Filthy right. Okay, so we're going to kind of start there. So I think hitting the rough rolls I want allow you guys to offer some insight and also me to pick some stuff here. So we'll see. Yeah, I got Bard as a great single class CC. I don't know that okay, so I almost want to specialize them for this. Yeah, so kind of like what you just said right there, comment 6 is super not helpful to me, right? Like, because we'll worry about the specifics of the build when we get there, right? But like, I don't want to be told if you pick a melee character you must do X, Y, Z. I don't want to hear that. It's not fun for me. Yeah, cheers, man. I don't mean to call you out in particular. Like, no, I'm not offended by that anyway. Just don't really want that kind of feedback. It's not helpful for what we're gonna do here. All right, so which archetype you guys want to hit first? So I guess let's throw some archetypes up in the DD goals over here for now. All right. First archetypes. Archetypes has an E. Let's say it does. Looks wrong. Roles. Simplified, easy game. All right. So roles. We want a tank. We want a sneak attack. We want summoners. We want PC class. We want healer. We want buffs. Buffs for days. What else? We have tank. Yeah, I'm gonna put this on the screen chat. 2 seconds. Sorry, it just takes a moment. We want traps and chests. All right, I think that shows up now. Can I change the fucking color of this to be a little bit more visible? That'd be nice. Like that would be nice. Color. Not a color.
Have returned.
I'm sure that by the time my next sub rolls around we'll have started the campaign.
It's very optimistic, Orpheal Matter. I think optimism is one way to approach life. I prefer realism. So maybe by the time you hit our second or third sub, baby, props then. No. Worst case scenario, we start a little earlier. 3 sub mate. Tank on there twice. Maybe we want 2 tanks. Blaster caster. That's right. That's the other thing I hadn't really added to this yet. All of our archetypes need to rhyme, chat. Okay? So that's another restriction for this playthrough. So we have Blaster Caster. What rhymes with Buffer? I know it came to my mind, but I'm not sure that's a character role that we can do in D&D. All right. What are we doing for... All right, what do we want to hit first? Let's do the Summoner first. Summoner feels like it... Is Summoner even on this list? I may have forgot to add it to the list. Oh, I got it. Okay, let's get a Summoner first. Let's do our Summoner first. I don't want 3 summoners, but I will take like 1.5 summoners if we have to. I'm not gonna confirm, chat. The point of innuendo is often just, right? Like, you let the other person do some of the work so they get the laugh too. All right. So what summoner classes are there? I liked our Monster Tactician Inquisitor. He seemed super strong. I don't have to do that again. What other summon classes are there in the game? Druid is a summoner. Sorry, Jeremiah. Can you do English, please? Don't speak. Can't read acrylic. Sylvan Sorcerer will do it as well. Cleric can be a summoner. So I could do, all right, so let me just, so you guys are saying essentially we could do Inquisitor, we could do Sorcerer, or we could do Cleric for these. Let's go look at those options. I think I'd rather do the Inquisitor, but let's take a look at the Cleric. What's the Cleric summoner? Herald Caller, probably. Powerful outsiders to aid them. Need a perception class? I think we're gonna want, yep. We will certainly want to build that in for sure. All right, so how do we compare these? Problem is that other summoners are not scaling summons. That's what I want to look at, Joas. That's what I'm just starting to ask right now, and maybe you can help answer this. How do I tell that the summons are going to scale? I mean, this has augment summonings as a bonus feat and superior summoning as a bonus feat. We took these last time. We got them way before 8. So where are you guys finding that they scale? Spellcaster scale because their level slots go up to my level. No, but I'm talking the summon scaling here. Scales them through teamwork feats. I see. The teamwork stuff was actually fairly interesting too. No, you will not find this game easy to pick up Dekus as a 5e player. Some of the things overlap, but a lot of it is it's like what do they call them? And like I was talking to my wife about this. When you learn a language, in French they call them faux amis, like false friends, which are things that sound like they sound in English but actually mean something different. And that's kind of what I get a lot with Pathfinder, right? There's things that sound like they should act the same in 5e as they do in 3.5, and they don't act anything alike. Okay. 1 minute instead of 1 round per level. Alright, so Monster Tactician is the best summoner. I'm fine with that. Sure. I don't care. We can. I guess what I got was there's 3 classes that do summons. The Inquisitor seems to be one of the Monster Tactician Inquisitor seems to be one of the best classes for that. We want this role filled. I'm happy to make this. So this seems like an easy thing to do to start with. All right, second question on this chat. Do we want to multi-class? What would be the incentives to multi-class this? My first take on this is, what do we get actually? Okay, these are the summon progressions. So there's going to be, if the summon progressions are based on the class level of the Monster Tactician, there's going to be some pretty strong argument for not multi-classing him much, right? Because we're going to want the summon progression. Better to choose pet class than other summoners. Don't multi-class spellcasters. Too broad of advice. Monster Tactician to 17 or 18, 2 to 3 levels to play with. Okay, I don't even know that the campaign brings us to level 20. So I think we want to more likely plan to like 15 than we probably want to plan to 20. So, and always the issue with multiclassing is a lot of times the bonuses that, so I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to pull in 5e for half a second because this is the system I'm more familiar with. A lot of times, like, I like to splash a single point in like fucking fighter to begin with or something like this. Oftentimes for saving throw proficiencies, particularly with casters who are using lots of concentration spells, I like having things like better saving throws for constitution. I don't know that this matters in this game in the same way, but oftentimes like we might be willing to sacrifice progression by 1 level to do something like that. Now, I'm not sure that matters here because again, like these things all seem very synergetic. This class seems very tight in terms of how it's built. I'm looking at Tactician, the teamwork feat stuff is very powerful if our units are getting it. This is part of the scaling of that, apparently. The monster progression is super powerful. And then the teamwork feats for free are super powerful. All this seems like I probably don't want to multi-class this very much. Yeah, we'll get to the other classes later, chat. You're just going to overwhelm me if we start. I mean, you guys can discuss among yourselves if you want, but if we're discussing like Viva Sectionist dips right now, when we're doing this, it's going to be overwhelming for me. All right. At 16, you get best summon, so after 16, we can move on. Do you mean at 17? All right. I'm fine with this being a pure class that will make things easy for us. So, all right. No, I'm super excited by the amount of interest in the character building of this. It's fun. No. Was interest? No. What are we doing for a race on this guy? So, all right. Did we learn it? Did I learn anything about the skills of the class there? I can't remember what their summons. So what was anything based on? Did any of this? Okay. So what is based on this? So they were, last time for us, they were reach damage dealer with some light buffing and some summons was essentially what they were doing, which was okay. I found it a bit clunky for a couple reasons. Summoning then blessing seemed really strong, but that's 2 rounds now where we're not swinging. What stats are important? I don't know what stats are related to summoning at all yet. Like even having just played it, like I'm not sure I learned anything from that. I mean, hit rolls with this strength-based weapon are strength, damage is strength, so presumably strength has some value to this. I think it was wisdom, but I don't know why. So where do I see what wisdom does for me here? I know what how to see what wisdom as a whole does. Wisdom for spells, but it was just the number of spells, right? It wasn't the number of times I could cast a spell. Like I didn't. The restricted cleric list that the Inquisitor was adding didn't seem very good. Spells per day. Use spells. All right. Weapons, longbow, shortbow, and favorite weapon of the deed. Bonus? Okay, where do I see this though? Talk to me, chat, where I see this spells per day shit. Will saving throws for negating the effects of charm person, perception and lore checks. Clerics, druids, inquisitors, and rangers get bonus spells based on their wisdom scores. I don't care about bonus spells if bonus spells means spell selection. I do care if it means cast. Minimum wisdom score needed to cast a cleric, druid, or ranger spell is 10 plus the spell level. Okay. So I guess what that's saying is eventually, how do I know that I get full caster progression or 3/4? How do I know what level I'm going to need? Is 6 the max level? And if 6 is the max level, when do you normally get level 6 spells? Spells per day? Right click the Inquisitor. Oh, because we're going to see. Do we see fucking anything here? You guys said 17. I'm supposed to be seeing something about spells here. It literally doesn't have anything about spells here. We're overclassed to see the spells you get at that level. I don't see anything about spells on this. So this is morale bonus. Okay, so it receives morale bonus on all perception skills. For intimidation and perception equal to 1/2. Okay, so that's just being an Inquisitor. We get bonuses to persuasion. And perception. Spells with the stars. Hold on, chat. Wisdom modif. Wisdom. Okay. All right, there's like 20. Okay, I need hilariously, I need a new pen right now because I'm out of ink on this one. I'm gonna grab another pen. I'm gonna grab my second cup of coffee, and we're gonna deep dive a little bit in the Inquisitor class to figure out how the fuck it works. Because this is the part that I didn't want to do last time we were building characters because I didn't have enough basic knowledge to make the deep dive worth our time. But I think it's a little bit more useful here for things like assigning stats and figuring out what ratio of stats I want to start with is going to be helpful to understand a little bit more about the spell progression of the class and the other things utility-wise it's supposed to be doing. So 2 seconds, right back. You guys in a moment. All right, chat. I've returned. Okay, you have the panel on the left. The spells you're gonna get next level. The level numbers tells you how many spells. Under the stats, there's a big red bar with class. If I can find what we're talking about. Let's see. Under their stats, okay. Big red bar with class. In that section, there's a spell bar. Okay. With stars and numbers. But there's no hover tooltips. So for all I know, this is some person's attempt to communicate that they're trapped and need help. I have an infinite number of level zeros. This is the number, right? Okay, so this may be level ones. So I have one level 1 at some level. But how does it help me plan? So from this information, what have I learned about, for example, does this mean I can get to... Couldn't I also have this exact same display for a barbarian, except it would just say all zeros? Go up when I assign wisdom. I can't assign wisdom on the same page that it does that though, right? I'll see it here. Over the level numbers, it tells you how many spells of that level you get. Hover over levels and class star. But not when I hover level 3. When I hover a blank spot at level 3, it tells me 4. New spells level 2. And is that with this current level of this shit? This is my current level of wisdom. This is how the progression goes. What is that actually useful for? And this is what? It's not learned spells. Learned spells isn't variable in this class. This is the number of casts of a spell I can do. Wisdom is on top of it. What is that? All right. So we've learned that wisdom may be impactful to spellcasting in some method that is neither understandable nor visible. And if you click enough on blank space, eventually you get numbers appearing that may or may not be related to any decision you've made, and in fact are changed by decisions you make after this screen. So that's good. Very good. Good to know. All right. 16 is mandatory. Wait. Monster Tactician gets extra summons and it's based on wisdom. How do I know that I get extra summons based on wisdom? Monster summoning ability. The spell summons a dog. It attacks your opponents to the best of its ability. Spell summons giant. Not this ability, you mean? There's another summoning ability somewhere? Summon monster. Summon a monster. That's ability numbered. The number of times per day equal to 3 plus her wisdom modifier. She can cast this spell as a standard action and creatures remain for 1 minute per level. The power of this ability, okay, at 3rd level and every 2 Inquisitor levels thereafter, the power of this ability increases by 1 spell power, 1 spell level, allowing her to summon more powerful creatures. A monster technician can have more than 1 summon, not have more than 1 summon monster spell active. Okay, but this does not actually suggest that the power of her summoning scales on wisdom. The number of times I can cast wisdom per long rest, cast summons per long rest scales on her wisdom. Right? Okay. Okay. Yep. Okay. But it's not like the summons get stronger as I pump wisdom. So it feels like what I want is I actually want endgame progression on this character. I want 16 wisdom. Assuming that I get decent long rests. Because all I really care about is the level 6 spells, which apparently require that I have 16 wisdom. All right. This is helpful. This is helpful. There's a lot of information in these classes. I like the complexity of it, but fucking extracting this information is pulling teeth. We're extracting wisdom and teeth at the same ratio.
A new subscriber arrives. It fills you with determination.
You Trask for the sub. All right. So what stats would we like to max on a character like this? So wisdom teeth. You're right. Yes. This character was a skill monkey a little bit, right? They got like 1 billion class skills. I don't know where it tells me that, because under the class, I mean, I see that on the skill page I get them, but like, does it say like Inquisitor gets all of the skills? No. My attacking melee are ranged? I assume whenever opponent is out there, it has to be attacked. Left panel scroll down. Mobility, athletics, persuasion, trickery, lore, nature, perception, stealth, use magic device, lore, religion, knowledge world, knowledge, arcana. Okay. So got somewhere, which is we have a need for wisdom, but a fairly finite amount of wisdom. All right, we are proficient with light and medium shield. Let's again, chat. Let's try to focus on this one first. Let's get this going. Okay, so all right, we probably want wisdom of 16. Probably at creation, but maybe later. We want to do because it just equals it. Nothing scales off that particularly hard for us. Okay, so this is proficient with. We're gonna want some strength. We can wear medium armor and possibly shields. We may not want shields, but we'll see. This is domain shit that we don't give a shit about right now. We'll come back to that in a minute because this is. All right. So the other things that were interesting to me was this: Inquisitor receives morale bonus to all persuasion skill checks made for intimidation and perception. How can I make a persuasion skill check for intimidation and perception? Receives a morale bonus on all persuasion skill checks. So in this game, does it consider charisma interactions, of which in D&D 5e there's 3? You can either deceive, persuade, or intimidate. Is this calling all of those types of skills a persuasion check, and as opposed to actual persuasion as an individual skill? Calls it deception, diplomacy, and intimidate. Okay, so when I make a charisma attempt to change someone's mind via intimidation or perception, I don't know why perception's in here at all. Perception is not a charisma-based skill, and it's not anything to do with changing anyone's mind. Persuasion skill checks made for intimidation. Oh, maybe it's just like full. Maybe it's like full stop. An Inquisitor receives a morale bonus on all persuasion skill checks made for intimidation. Full stop. Perception checks gain equal to 1/2 for Inquisitor. Okay, this doesn't matter. This is just okay. This is they're better at. Okay, better at persuasion. Yeah, better at intimidation and perception, just based on character level. I think that's my translation of that. All right, cunning initiative, a second level wisdom modifier to initiative checks. Okay. Yeah. All right. Solo tactics. Third level, all the Inquisitor's allies are treated as if they possess the same teamwork feats as the Inquisitor for the purpose of determining whether the Inquisitor receives a bonus. Okay. That's very nice too. This is Bane weapon. Not based on anything else. Okay. So at least the early game stuff doesn't seem that any other stat is super important. So we may be fairly flexible in secondary stats. If we care about a little bit of wisdom for the summoning and the spell casting, and then we could build a dex damage dealer, we could build a physical damage dealer, blah 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 blah. Okay. Is this 3/4 spab? I don't know how to see that. So how do I see that, chat? That's a good question. What is my attack progression? I can see my basic attacks here, but I don't see the progression of it. Is where I found spell progression. One, 2, 3, 3 again, 4. I guess what I need to look at is when it goes to 6, which is at level 8, right? Okay, so I got... So do you start at 1? Start at 0. So from 0, we go 1, 2, 3. Wait, we start at 0? No, we start at 1. At 0. We go, there's what, 7 level ups to get to level 8. So at 7 level ups, we've gained 6. Okay, how is 7 divided by 6 undefined, you stupid thing? I start at 0. Full BAB classes start at 1. We start at 0. What is so if at level 0, which is the starting level here, this is 0, it means I'm not full. At level 6, the way you're doing it better, at level 6 you have 8. The 6 of 8s is 3/4 progression. Level 6 I have 8? I mean at level 8 I have 6? It's 4/3 progression? Perfect. Alright, so what we've learned, somewhere in there's something that makes some sense. Perfect. Okay, so what does this actually mean for typing is hard? For sure. I get the benefit of trolling you guys and talking through this. Alright. What do we want for classes here? What has energy synergy with? More feats certainly seems good on the Inquisitor. We're propagating feats through to our summons, which means more feats is more summon feats, which is more summon scaling. That seems to have some synergy. This doesn't seem super useful to me. Elven magics, elven immunities, or whatever. I do hate anything that needs to move and cast, or move and swing. And if we're going to do that reach build again, which I thought was good, I thought the reach build was fine, then I probably want to be a little bit faster than take a look at the rest of them. I see your what you're offering, Jeremiah, but I kind of want to reason through this, right? Which is I'm not sure that I just want to be told a race. That was iteration 1. Being told a race was fine. Let's kind of think through this a little bit for this. All right, all this slow movement, it's got to go. I don't want it.
Have the same red hat?
I believe Red Hat is Inquisitor specific, Zira, but I'm not entirely certain about that. Good for fighter option. What do you guys, what are you referencing fighter right now? Oh. Why did fighter come up at all? Right, half elf gets scores. We're trying to actually push strength, really, right? All right, what are these sub abilities? Skill focus is a bonus feat. What was a skill focus again? It just was like an expertise in one skill. Right. Half-orc had also a skill focus. In an additional skill, no. Additional skill rank at first level. Okay. Chat, remind me about skill progression. The number of skills I get per level up is based on int, right? And this actually intimidating is fairly interesting here, right? I don't know what an intimidate check does yet, but if we already have a bonus to intimidate, then we get another bonus to intimidate, and then we get a specialization, or rather, I guess this one doesn't have the specialization. That's kind of interesting too. I don't know how useful it is. And then the Aasimar stuff has what? So let's go look at the subclasses of Aasimar, which are heritage classes, heritage races. We can get whatever the fuck we want, right? We get wisdom, charisma. Okay. They have a bunch of stuff that comes along with them, don't they? Equation, mobility. Okay. So this character, not planning on being a tank, planning on doing some limiting buffing, wants to be doing damage from the back line one way or the other. I'm happy to have some strength because they have medium armor. Would be nice to actually be able to utilize that. I'm happy to use some reach weapons on this. So I think what I'm happy to build the build we kind of started with last time. So I'm happy to do a reach weapon monster technician. That seems fine. Meaning can be good, needs some feats, doesn't get super good without the rogue. Kill someone. Alright. I don't think dex is very useful to us, chat, right? Like small amounts of dex are gonna be extenuate any amount of light and medium armor. I actually don't know what medium armor caps out at. I think we saw like medium armor that was still allowing up to 5 dex bonus. And we're not trying to tank. The enemies are going to be very accurate in the difficulty we're going to play on. So I'm not super concerned about trying to max the AC on this character because I think mostly it's not going to matter. So I think the stuff I care about here is strength for accuracy and damage. A little bit of wisdom for summon amounts and spell amounts. And then maybe int for skill monkeying. Dex impacts initiative. Yeah, that's a little bit annoying for sure. You can't necessarily, I don't know that I want to raise dex only for initiative. And then we need some con so we don't fucking instantly die whenever anything looks at us. Okay. Are we on board with that, chat? Does that logically make sense for what we're attempting to do with this character? Even if you could build it a different way, which I understand lots of you are putting forth other ideas. Does this logically make sense for what we're trying to do?
Quitters never win.
Hello, Draconis.
Well, I was debating reinstalling this game.
Resub.
Now I think I have to.
Okay. All right. So now with that in mind, we still have to figure out what we want with this. What feats are essential for us? We're going to move past all this shit for a moment. Ignore whatever we do here. Like, I don't care. We're going to come back to this in a minute. I don't like that I can't jump around without assigning stuff. It's really annoying. So what types of feats do we absolutely need here? And how do I see this one to show unavailable feats, right? And there's a billion fucking feats. So the stuff that immediately comes to mind, we want the summoning feats, of which there's 2. Why do you think the initiative is less important as a summoner as they're slow to deploy even when they act first? Are they? Isn't the initiative order the creatures you have immediately after your summoner's initiative? So potentially if you went first on your summoner, all your guys get to attack before the enemy gets to do anything? Alright, what else besides the... Okay, so there's 2 summoning feats and a prereq apparently. So there's superior summoning, augmented summoning, superior summoning. Then what does augmented summoning require? Augmented summoning requires... There's so many, I can't even scroll fast enough. There's augmented summoning. Requires spell focus conjuration. Okay. And then this character is also... Dude, it's really hard to understand the progression of this. So when this class levels up, we get access to teamwork feats. How many teamwork feats are there? Is this going to be plenty of teamwork feats? Or am I going to be like, man, there's so many good ones. Get augmented summoning for free, then you don't need any of the summoning feats right now? I don't think I do, right? I don't think this class... I think the cleric class got the augmented summoning. I don't think this class gets it. More than you need. Only 3 or 4 good ones. Cleric gets it. Okay. Alright. So we're going to get teamwork feats already. So what, if any, other feats are really something we want to work with on this class? And this is where, unfortunately, my unfamiliarity with this isn't great. So, feels like initiative would be good on this character. It feels like we're going to skill monkey a little bit with this character, right? So we want some things. What skills is this character going to be responsible for? What skills are based on what? Are they even based on anything? So are these skills? This is based on strength, dex, int, wisdom, charisma. I think I would like to dump charisma on this character. I know we get bonuses to intimidation, but maybe we just ignore that one. Like, I don't think I want to invest in a whole stat line just for persuasion. Right? Alright. So, hold on a minute. I can't go back to... What the fuck is it? Heritage skill is skills? All abilities. Abilities, alright. Is there any... There's no other ways to change the groupings of feats, right? This is just always alphabetical? Yeah, exactly, veteran. I'm trying to figure out how to do that realistically right now to narrow down the feat. Alright. So, some of the things that seem useful to me would be... I don't know what a okay, chat. What is a concentration check in this game? This is if you want to cast in melee range, you make a concentration check or get a attack of opportunity. Is that what that is? Okay. Someone says, please take alertness. Perception is the primary thing. Didn't we decide that perception was based on dex? No, it's based on wisdom. That's a little bit more entertaining. Sure. Okay. Perception. I do need someone in the team who has good, probably multiples with good perception, since the way that this game gives you loot is essentially if your team perceives it or not. So I don't disagree that probably we need someone. I don't know if it needs to be this guy yet, but I'll put this as a consideration. We're looking at essentially second tier feats right now. So our first tier feats are very clear. We need the 3 for summoning. All right. So we have alertness, which is a perception thing. Yeah, please. I'm trying to, we can worry about what we take and what we don't take based on what makes sense for the character, but that is sensical for what we're building. We're already going to be raising wisdom to 16. Wisdom already has some bonuses to us. If we also get perception out of it on a class that is spec'd in perception, it has that as a class ability. That makes some sense. All right, we're going to take defensive ones as part of the freebies. I don't know what this means. You treat your hit dice as base attack bonus when calculating your combat maneuver defense. These are like knockdown resist stuff. I'm not worried about this character resisting yet. Deft hands, die hard, very bad. Elemental focus, endurance. These are all okay. Improved initiative seems to be really, really good to me. Okay. My level 1 dip, there's minimal benefit to going full time. I'm not going level 1 dip here because it reduces progression or delays progression. How many feats do we take? I don't know. What do I get? I get a feat every 2 levels on odd levels. Is that right? What else? Fists on tops or feet? Think. We get 1 on odd levels. I don't know enough about which types of saves do which types of things to really understand the save rolls. It said shredded caster. Like, nice. Use a skill. You're particularly adept at that skill. Interesting. Feats. I count 10 feet. I don't want to plan all 10 of them, but I would like some of them. So there's a weapon focus in here too, right? Are we proficient already with reach weapons? Reach strength weapons? We don't qualify. Do we not qualify for it yet? Or do we just not qualify for it at all? ED gives me reach weapons. Okay. That's how we're going to get reach weapons. I liked this build. I mean, I could just leave it as open as this, right? We could play enough more game to get some sense of the other things we want. Though what I was worried about is large amounts of prereqs fucking us. That seems good. Leave. Our strength and power attack. What's power attack? Power attack's the one that lets me do more damage at the cost of accuracy, right? But what is power attack prereqs? Anything? Show me power attack here? No, of course I can't fucking the windows. Power attack's just... Look how many. We're in the D's. I've been scrolling for a week. We're in the D's. This might be beyond my ability to plan for feats right now. Like past the ones that are clear. Maybe we just focus on the primary feats we want for the casting stuff and we can worry about the other ones later. Okay. On recent stock market happenings. I don't follow it very closely, Sierra. So what I'd be speculating on is my very limited knowledge of what's happening, which doesn't seem very, honestly. If you have more specific questions, I'm happy to answer them. I have no qualms with answering stuff. It just doesn't seem like I have a lot of information to offer. All right. Yeah, well, no, I'm not doing that thing, Joyce. I think I want to try to get the summoning stuff. I think we're going to leave it at this, right? I think I'm just going to do that, right? Which is the summoning feats. There's 3 of them. That gives us 3 things. I don't know that really argues because we get 3 levels then by... That one there, it's under heritage, not skills. Okay, we're gonna have 3 feats by 1 2 3 by 5, right? So here's where we're gonna be done our summoning stuff, summoning feats. That seems pretty early. I don't think I need to be human for this, right? The feats aren't so clearly needed that we need to go human for this. And we get teamwork feats, quite a lot of them. Okay, so let's not go human here. All right, and the 2 races then that we're left with that were interesting to me, 3 I guess, were half-elf, orc, and Azamar. All right, we care about strength and wisdom, but not, honestly, we don't want charisma bonuses. Let's take a look. So this is strength and charisma, we don't want that. This is int and charisma, not useful. This is con and charisma, that don't want charisma. This is con wisdom, which is fine. Although presumably we actually want strength if we can off this because it gets more expensive. I don't know how much it scales up on point buy for the cost of things. What's the basic one, by the way? Wisdom, charisma. Okay. We were trying to avoid the charisma stuff. This is con wisdom, dex charisma, and this is dex wisdom. So there's no strength on any Azamar background. I'm not sure I actually want to go Azamar for what we're building here. Angel-blooded is strength? Where's angel? Oh, it's strength charisma. But it's strength charisma. It's still 2 wasted, right? Okay. So, if we go back to race then, where can we can get strength directly out of an orc, right? Charisma is good. We're dumping charisma. I don't care if... What does that even mean, charisma is good? That's not a statement. You can't make statements like that in a game like this, right? Everything is situational and nuanced. Charisma is good on a charisma class. Absolutely. Having charisma over not having a stat? Absolutely. If it's absolutely free, sure. But it's all opportunity cost. You can't say that charisma is good. Right? In the same way that you can't say dex is good. Is there anything else here? Half elf and half orc. I appreciated the perception bonus. I appreciated the adaptability for something. Why are there no other changes here? So if Azamar gives 4 stat points for being Azamar, right? Why do these other ones? So we get 4. We get 4 or lose 2 on human. It doesn't give us any. It must give us some. 2 to 1 ability at creation. Is chat okay? Talk to me about this, chat. I don't understand. So Azamar is giving me +4 stats -0. So that race gives me 4 stat points. Do some races just have more stat points than other races in this game? Human I'm choosing, but it only says I'm choosing +2. Alright. So when I look at the strength Azamar that gives me charisma then, it's not necessarily costing me opportunity cost of 2 stat points somewhere else. Because the other races don't even get the 2 stat points. Okay. I mean, I get it, the trade-offs, right? They're bringing other things to the table. Light Halo is kind of shit. Celestial Resistance seems like kind of shit. I kind of like the Keen Senses trait here. It's maybe not that relevant, but if one of the things we're trying to do with this character is be a skill monkey that focuses on filling that out, skill focus is a bonus feat. There seems to be pretty high value in half elf here. What am I getting out of that Azamar that gives me strength? I get the angel blooded one, right? So I get charisma and +2 racial bonus to strength and charisma. +2 racial bonus on lore religion, which is a, I don't know what is lore religion check. Is that a int check or a wisdom check? Use magic devices. Lesser restoration spell once per. Already raising wisdom. So that's not bad either. Maybe equal to the perception bonus, possibly. Lesser restoration restores characteristic damage, ability damage, I mean. So these spells are useful. These secondary things are useful. I don't know about magic device checks or not. Are we gonna be using wands and scrolls in this character? Maybe. Okay. So pretty good argument for Azamar. What does Wing do? Free AC? Yeah, but this character doesn't care about AC. The WizCon Azamar? Why? Which one is the WizCon Azamar? Charisma, on Wiz. Oh, because it would give us 2 that we care about. That's a fair point too. The Lawbringer. Persuasion and perception checks. Use hold person. That's actually pretty fucking good too. Since this is 4 stats that we want as opposed to 2 stats that we want in our primary and 2 that we don't. Good point. We're gonna cap out on strength problem here. Is better than the angel one. What we're trying to do. There's gonna be attacked quite often. Alright. So if we took that, we'd select that race? I can't even tell. Yes. Where do we get this subset? Here. We're there already. Alright. Alright. We needed a specific one. Which one had the reach weapons? This guy, the glaive, right? Shown. And do any of these matter? I'm not going bow. We're not going dex. Manipulate lightning, mists, and wind. Luck domain. I didn't like this. We had this last time. It didn't do anything. You touch a willing creature's standard action, giving a bit of luck for the next. Because the problem is it takes a full action to do this. 6th level, you bless yourself with divine luck for the next half your level in that class it gave you. You rounds. Okay. Roll 2 times in every d20 roll and take the best. I mean, that's nice. The problem is Chat, think about the fight sequence. Like combat round, there's not a ton of combat rounds in this game. Like maybe you do 6 or 7. Our opening play on this character is always going to be to summon, and our follow-up is probably going to be to bless, like 98% of the time. Do I then want to take my third action to buff up our chance to hit before I've even swung a single time? You see the issue? Summon before combat? Alright, let's read the rest of these. So we can only take these 5. I did get the domain right for reach weapons, right? Air gives us electricity resist. I could look at the spell list too, I suppose. Get reach weapons from something else? What? What else can I get reach weapons from? Sacrifice feet, okay. Good domain, touch of good. You can touch a creature. Pulse. Why are you guys big on the animal domain? I don't want animal companion. I had to control the animal companion. I found it annoying. Fine Fortune seems okay. True Strike, aid, protection from energy. These spells don't seem great though. What's the protection domain? In addition, you receive +1 resistance bonus to saving throws. Seems fine. The bonus increases by 1 for every 5 levels. Seems fine. Orb protection, 8th level. You emit a 30-foot orb protection. The number of rounds per day equal to your level in the class it gave you. You and your allies gain +1 deflection to AC and resistance 5 against all elements. That seems fine. So passive aura, pretty weak beginning ability, and passive benefits. I don't hate that. Everyone will have cloak, so it won't stack, is what you're telling me? I don't know this bonus. So this game doesn't let me stack bonuses of the same name, and I don't know how prevalent this bonus is. How prevalent is the deflection bonus to AC? Quite prevalent. Okay. This is less good than it sounds on paper because we don't actually... What are the spells? Shit spells too. Druid spells. Inherently shitty. Right. So we're gonna end up with the same one we did last time, which is the luck domain. I'm okay with that. I mean, recreating the exact character we created seems a bit bizarre, but sure. I mean, I never used Bit of Luck. Only yourself. At 6th level as a standard action, you can bless yourself with Divine Luck. For the next half your level in class, you gain it. This is just advantage. We have the ability to generate. Okay, this seems very minimal. This domain. Sure. Luck is good for disarming traps. Sure. Okay. Alright, I can get behind that. That's fine. Alright, anything else? We have... Now we need skills and stats, right? Alright, we're gaining wisdom. But we're not... This is a bit of a problem. I don't know what... Okay, how does the cost scale, chat, on stats? Does it tell me somewhere? Tell me shit. What other deity? We should explore that option. If we want to get a reach weapon as a feat as opposed to a actual background, what other races, what other deities are relevant to our life? Price is equal to the current modifier. Is there other ones we want to look at there? I would like to move on. As like well, I don't know. Okay, well, what? I guess that's you're saying you guys want the animal domain, which I really don't want. To do this, I would need. I don't know how to tell what domain unlocks this. Oh, it says on the bottom of this domains. Are there other domains we want then? A lot of domain. Okay. I'm gonna go with this because this is now like iteration 3, right? Now we really want to min-max some very specific thing. I think we'll just go iteration 2. This is essentially the character with decisions that make sense for what we're trying to do out of this role. Okay. Let's do stats. Still not entirely sold on Azamar right now, but sure. Okay. In 12. Let's see what. I don't think that's a bad starting point. I'm not 100%. I don't want to just take it necessarily because I don't like being told things like that. But maybe it's a decent point. Let's take a quick look at. I do want to dump charisma. Wait, your stat points leave me 11. Weird. So con was okay. Anything else con does? For too much wisdom. Yeah. Well, I think we're gonna want. Okay, first of all, we absolutely want 16 wisdom. I'm happy. I don't think I want more or less than 16 wisdom. I think I'm okay with that. I think I want more strength than this, probably, but I also wanted to take some look at the skills we're using. I guess there is an argument for wisdom, which is if we're gonna try to do skill monkeying. So I need to understand the interaction of intellect and points per level, because it didn't seem a specific amount of points per level. So how do I? Okay, intellect here. The character's intellect modifier affects the number of skill points gained each level. Your character always gains at least 1 skill point per level, but it doesn't tell me how much int affects future skill points per level that I can see. I get 4 plus 1/2 int modifier. Why would it be 4? Half int modifier. Every modifier equals +1. Inquisitors. I get 4 per level, every level because Inquisitor? Is that class specific? But int has almost no, not no impact, but it has minimal impact compared to the base class. Where do I see that? Is that available on like the class somewhere? I'm trying to do it in game if possible for resources. I think so. It won't tell me anywhere else. Imagine a tooltip that says your skill progression is based on int, but there's a hidden modifier based on class that's 8 times as powerful as every 2 points of int. Imagine. Imagine. That would be great. That would be a really good laugh. Oh, you wanted to make decisions that were informed? Ah! All right. So tell me. So I get 4 per level right now, and then the modifier. So I'm getting 5 per level up right now. Is that correct? Well, that's what I'm asking, Skransky. Is it 4 per level? I'm getting 4.5, so you get 5 every other. Why 4.5? It's half the modifier? Okay. So if I wanted consistent every single level up, I take 5. I'd take int plus 2.